Okay, we're into December now, and my hunting seasons are all over, and I just wanted to do a little follow-up video on my walk-in game cooler, my homemade walk-in game cooler. It's with a window mount air conditioner system with the Coolbot system that you can buy. They're online. If you go to their website, it is www.storeitcold.com. Awesome system. I set it up, and I'd heard about it before, and I had no worries. I built the cooler and it worked great. My first hunt was in August, and it was mid-80s in August, and I got an antelope, which didn't take up much space in that cooler, but man, it's a game changer. I got home, it was in the afternoon, it was probably 5-6 o'clock. Come home, just go right to the cooler, hang the antelope up, and not have to worry about it. I turned the cooler on when I got home, and within 30 minutes or so, it was cooled right down to 40 degrees, 38 degrees, something like that. I didn't have to worry about calling a processor on my way to town and hoping that they're still open and go in there and get it hung up in there and pay them money to cut it up or even to store it. And a lot of times you get into late September, October, them processors fill up quick, and you come back to town and all of a sudden you don't have a place to put it, and it's 60 degrees, 70 degrees. It's very rarely early October that you're going to have temperatures that are cool enough to leave your meat hanging in a garage or something like that. Now late October is a different story, but I do most of my hunting earlier. So anyways, I did talk to a guy at a taxidermist that said he lost half of his elk due to the fact that it wasn't cool enough and he couldn't get it into a processor. Here where I live, we're kind of a rural area, and there's just not too many processors. And during hunting season, you go out in the afternoon and you get back to town 7-8 o'clock, more than likely they're going to be closed. So to have your own cooler, inexpensive cooler, is nice. So I built the cooler, under $1,000. I bought the Coolbot system and the window air conditioner, and I'm good to go. But then again in October, we ended up putting 2 deer in there and an elk, so 3 animals. And it was tight in there, but man, it worked great. The cooler did awesome. It regulated the temperature really well. It didn't drop way below or go way above. It stayed right in there. I think I had it set at like 38 degrees, and it's 37 to 39 degrees was the differences, the variable differences. It just worked great. The Coolbot system is a game changer for sure. I was able to put that game meat in there. I could go to work. I didn't have to worry about getting it cut up right away, or finding a processor to do it and paying that money. I figure it probably saved me $300-400 just this year alone. And years down the road, it'll be there for me, and my friends, evidently, because the deer, my neighbors killed it, and they got home and they didn't have a place to put it, and they didn't really want to take it to a processor, so they just brought it over here and hung it in my cooler. It's real simple to work. You just push one button. I wasn't even home. They just went in there and hung it up and turned it on, and they were good. They didn't have to worry about it. So and I come home with another deer and an elk, and we hung them in there, and we didn't have to get them all cut up, spend days cutting them up right away. I think we waited about a week and cut up a deer, then the next day cut up the other deer, and waited a few days, and we were able to cut up the elk. We didn't have to do it all at once. It could have stayed in there for quite a while. We left them a week and a half, and no problems, and the meat is great. No problems with it at all. I don't want to lose meat. My family relies on that game meat that we get every year. So the Coolbot is a very good investment, and building this cooler was definitely worth the time and the effort. So if you haven't watched my video on how I built my walk-in cooler, check it out. I'll put a link on here, and I'll put the link for the Coolbot system, which is www.storeitcold.com. Check them out, and if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and watch the rest of my videos. Thanks.